we took the stand down.
Yeah.
We were discussing the sale of aircrafts, particularly the 802A, the firefighters.
Yes.
That were sold in 2018. That is what you've told this committee.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, that was the information that was found in the Janneh government asset file. But during this stand down, I consulted with my team, and they brought to my attention a transaction relating to aircraft, which I have submitted equally to you.
Yes.
Yes, that's also a correspondence, and that has been shared. Thank you.
All right. That one is for the other 3 aircrafts. So the Janneh Commission in Identification of Assets identified 5 aircrafts. Yes, actually 6 rather. 6 were identified. Two of them being the 28802A ones you've mentioned that were sold in 2018. There's a Challenger CL601 with registration C5AFT, also identified. There's the 2 Boeings 727-100 identified, and an Illusion IL628 identified with registration C5RTG. So the Janneh Commission, in their visit to the airport, they found 5, and they were informed that there was another airplane that belonged to the government and or the former president that was in Europe for maintenance. Let's first talk about, before we talk about the sale of the other aircrafts, let's talk about the one in Germany, in Europe, that went for maintenance. What is the status of that aircraft? The mic is off, yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon. In our files, the records we have are the 5 aircraft that were sold. The aircraft that is in Germany is not in our file. I think that will be with the civil aviation. The file we have is the sale disposal of assets. That's what is on file.
You can leave it on. So you're saying it's civil aviation that has information about that aircraft?
Yes, it is.
German.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. We don't have any record of it.
Perhaps you should look into your records proper when you leave today.
Well,
you can tell your team to look properly.
I can ask for them to look further, and they can consult civil aviation as well.
Very well. The committee is interested in knowing what the status of that aircraft is.
Okay, we'll do so.
Whether it is still owned by the Gambia or not.
Okay.
And why it is still in Germany.
I just consulted with my PS.
Okay.
Who has been briefed that the aircraft is still in Germany.
It's still there.
But I asked him to write formally to get a response from civil aviation to state that. Okay. Yes, which we will do next week.
Please, and also kindly include information as to why the aircraft is still in Germany and what are the plans for the aircraft. Is it going to be brought back to the Gambia or not? Okay.
Right, duly noted, and that will be taken care of.
Yes, thank you. Well, that's quite a while. The report of the commission was was submitted to the president rather in 2019. We're in 2025, 6 years, and the airplane is still in in Europe. All right, let's move on to the other three. The other three aircrafts have been sold.
Yes.
Okay. How much were they sold for? And to whom were they sold to?
Based on the letter here, 3 aircraft were sold for an amount of 500,000.
The 3 aircraft?
Yes.
For $500,000.
Dollars.
Sorry, $500,000.
Yes. Registration number C5.
Yes.
GOG Boeing 727
Okay.
1HR2RE, serial number 20533.
Yes.
Registration C5GAF, Boeing 727-100, serial number 19252. And registration mark C5RTG, Illusion AIL 62, serial number 1356234. And it says that in the light, the ministry, after due consultation with relevant authority, hereby accept your offer to buy the derelict aircraft unconditionally or as is, where is, and free of all liens. The terms of the sales are as follows. 1, payment must be on cash basis. Aircraft must be moved from the airport site within 3 months of finalizing the sale. In the light of the foregoing, you are requested to deposit the agreed amount of 500,000. Within a month of this offer, a bank account detail is attached for ease of transfer. And this was written to the Councillor Law Chambers, representing the buyer, which the buyer here represents Sankule Holding Company Limited. Thank you.
Sorry, the buyer is?
Sankajula Holding Company Limited.
Okay.
Yes.
And the 3 of them were sold for $500,000.
Yes, based on the offer letter dated 1st of July 2019.
All right.
Council, on the
Yes,
pending aircraft, would it suffice we share the correspondence we receive from civil aviation, or how do we submit the response therefrom?
Yes, you can share the correspondences received from civil aviation, but the committee would also like an update for that other aircraft overseas.
Yes. Our ask is that we will write and the condition will communicate to you from the civil aviation.
Yes, but no, money it is addressed to reading it's addressed to Councillor Law. I was saying that we need an update. So I don't know whether how it is civil aviation that would help you. You figure that out. How you will find out what the current status of that aircraft is. Civil aviation has provided evidence to this committee with regards to the aircraft that it is overseas and when it was taken overseas for maintenance. So now what we want to know is what exactly is the issue, because as you can rightly, I'm going to assume as Minister of Finance, you've read the report of the Janneh Commission before. I said as Minister of Finance,
Yes.
I would assume that you've seen the reports of the Janneh Commission before.
The Janneh Commission. Yes, I heard about it.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
So if you take a look at volume 2, page 18, the commission talks about its visit to the airport, which was 23rd November 2017, which means 8 years ago is when the commission got information that the aircraft was overseas for maintenance. And to this day, for 8 years, that's a very, very long time for...
The oral update.
Yes, so now we want an update.
Yeah,
is
the oral...
the aircraft still owned by the government or not? Is it... What plans does the government have to bring the aircraft back, if that is possible? If it's not possible, then what is the government going to do with regards to that aircraft? That is the information we want.
Yeah, the oral update we get, but which I asked that it be in writing, is that the aircraft accrued a lot of parking fees. But yeah, we will still get it in writing from several people.
And if you can let the committee know in your response how much the parking fees are as well. Honorable Minister, I'm going to take you back to the letter you just read to the committee regarding the 3 aircrafts. There are 2 bullet points in the letter.
Yes.
That's it. That is the term of sale after the price of the aircraft have been communicated. Can you see it?
Yes, in the light of payment must be in cash.
Must be on cash.
And the aircraft must be removed from the airport within 3 months of finalizing the sale. Is that the bullet point you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay.
And have these aircraft been moved from the airport?
Well, these are conditions of sale, but I'm not privy to the status of the condition as it exists.
Okay.
But we can also get the information given that the aircraft was at the civil aviation. Yes, take due note. Yes.
Evidence this committee has received, and from also its own investigations, 2 of the 3 aircrafts are still at the airport.
Okay. We'll find out and get
So
back.
you can also find out why and let this committee know why the terms of sale have not been adhered to.
Okay.
All right. So Honorable Minister,
Yes.
the proceeds of sale for these 5 aircraft, where was it deposited to?
If you look at the third page, there is the
Third page of what,
of
the
the
letter
set-
you were reading?
Yes.
Okay.
Following that, it gives the details of the beneficiary.
Please wait. The mic is not working. Secretary, can you switch the witness's mic?
Yes. The account number is 1401000044. Yes. After you have one, the fourth. It's the fourth page on the one. Yes, the fourth page. It has the account details as the advice to which it should be deposited. 14010000044. No. No. If the first page is a letter, the second page is another letter, the third.
Oh, sorry. What is the subject of the document that you're looking? Is it on the ministry's letterhead? Sorry, it's in which bundle of your submission? Can you just turn the first page? Let me see. Yes. You said the fourth page.
Yes, thank you.
Well, my fourth page is the subject is offer to purchase state aircraft.
Yes. Yeah, the second page.
No, that's where it stops.
Oh,
That is what you gave us.
then give them the complete set. Give them.
Okay.
Yes.
And this account,
Yes.
is this is not the assets recovery account?
Doesn't look like it. It's a different account number.
Yes. When the proceeds of this sale supposed to go into the asset recovery account for the Janneh Commission? You do know that there are 2 accounts at CBG where
Yes.
all assets that have been sold, the proceeds of said sale is deposited in those 2 accounts.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where the distinction might be helpful, whether these are Janneh sales or government of the Gambia asset sales. It depends on how it was treated.
I mean, you would have to tell us.
Yes. That's how it was treated then. I'm only
It was treated as state assets.
Yes. That's
Okay.
what my understanding is.
That's what your understanding is.
Yes.
But was that the understanding at the time the sale was taking place?
Based on the documents before me, I don't know the people who did this at the time. I'm only relating to what I can digest from the documents.
Very well. Perhaps I would say you can just look further into your files and see perhaps there'll be minutes of meetings or some sort of correspondence that would provide clarity on the distinction of who these assets belonged to. Maybe if you look further, you might.
Well, I'll ask my team to help
Yes.
look into that.
Thank
Yes.
you. And from the documents submitted, there is another last aircraft or a military fighter jet,
Yes.
Sukhoi fighter jet that was sold looks like in 2022.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
This was sold during your time as minister.
I signed the letter. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how much was it sold for?
$150,000.
$150,000.
Yes.
Is this the proceeds of this sale, like the others, went into a different account?
Yes. The proceeds went into the Ministry of Finance and Economic Revenue account, not the
It went
Janneh's
into the
revenue account.
of the Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And these funds or the proceeds of these sales for these aircraft, were they later moved to the CRF?
Yes.
Okay. And did they all go into the same account as the other, these sales, the last sales? Did it go into the same account as the others?
I could.
The 150, did it go into the same account as the $500,000?
I have to confirm.
Please do. And also
Yes.
the 240.
The two. I'll have to
Please
confirm.
let us know which account it was paid to, and please provide the account.
The 240. The account details were given.
The 240.
Yes. I gave this a copy of the SWIFT. If you look at the yes. This. Where is the SWIFT copy? Yes. To which account? Yes, yes, that's it. Yes, yes. Okay, we'll just print. Okay, let's see. This.
Honorable Minister,
Yes. You've
the
seen the trace of the payment of the 2 aircraft? The SWIFT was attached.
not the SWIFT, but we've seen
Credit advice.
a letter from your ministry directing that the payment be made into the Janneh Commission Recovery account for the two
Yes.
Air tractors.
Yes, but that's what I was explaining. The SWIFT was attached to the document set. Yes. In fact, that was the designated account.
Sorry?
I said that was the designated account.
Please speak into the mic.
I said that was the designated. I was trying to pull up a paper
Okay.
on this of the SWIFT, where the advice was given.
Yes.
You saw it?
Yes.
Yes, it's there with the central bank logo and the subsequent the account number and the details.
No,
of
the one I have is there's no logo on it, but yeah.
It's the second page. That is only the SWIFT. Preceding that, you should have the SWIFT.
Yes, I believe this is the
Yes.
SWIFT I'm
Okay.
looking at.
Yes.
And it was paid into. All right, that's fine. This one is paid into the Janneh Commission recovery account, and
Yes.
the other aircrafts, the sale were paid into Ministry of Finance.
Yes.
But if you say that the that the aircrafts belong to the government of the Gambia, therefore, if it's being sold, it goes into the Ministry of Finance account. Do you know why these ones were paid into the other account?
Well, personally, I don't know because I was not on site. And based on the files I have seen, I'm only answering in response to what I have seen in the file. I did not know the logic of splitting the proceeds into different accounts.
Very well. Who was the jet fighter sold to? Was it sold to?
The fighters were sold to Kebanjai. It was general manager of Gold Red Trading Company.
General manager of?
Gold Red Rock Trading Company Limited.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to the end of the questions I have for regarding the aircraft.
Thank you.
Okay. So the committee received two key witnesses this week. First one being the governor of Central Bank, and the second one being the accountant general.
Okay.
Yes, and the committee, of course, part of its mandate is to looking into sales, but also the proceeds of the sales, where the proceeds have ended up. And of course, we've had taken the time to look into the two recovery accounts that were opened at CBG. That is the US dollar account and the Dalasi account. And now, according to the governor of Central Bank, the funds moved to the CRF in those accounts were done at the direction of done at the instructions of the accountant general. And according to the accountant general, they move funds or act on the instructions of the ministry or the Minister of Finance. Is that correct?
Well, the accountant general is the chief accounting officer.
Yes.
And the one in charge of custody of government accounts. And funds can be moved by the accountant general at her discretion or under the instruction of the Minister of Finance.
Yes. She did state that, but that there are instances where funds are moved because of instructions that she receives, which generally are written instructions, or always are written instructions.
Well, I don't remember which instruction these are unless I see them to know who authorized those. I cannot comment on them.
You know what is interesting about this? If you don't see them, how is the committee going to see them? I was going to ask you to produce those
The Accountant General,
letters
being the action officer,
for the committee.
I think if the Accountant General says so, she should have produced the list of instructions she received, and I can reconcile those instructions. But if I don't receive, I cannot give a blanket answer to say, yes, this is what happened. And knowing my difficult position, I'm only regurgitating what I can glean from the files.
You know, these ones, they transcend or move even after your appointment.
Certainly,
right?
but I would only be happy. We do give instructions to the Accountant General, several instructions, but I cannot recall at this instant which instruction relate to the Janneh asset account. Unless I see so, the correspondent, and I can comment on them.
Right. So you know what we're going to do now?
Yes.
Is that when you go back to your office, you can instruct your staff to find what they can with regards to instructions for those accounts.
Certainly.
For those specific 2 accounts.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, these are all the questions I have for the witness for the time being, and I'm handing him over to the committee.
Thank you, Council. Honorable Minister, we are not done with it yet, with you yet. A few more questions from the high table as well.
Okay.
But just to probe into your statement as well, before I hand you over to my colleagues, on specifics, I know Council did ask about the aircraft that are sold. The documents are with us, but from your statement, just for clarity, maybe from your own, maybe what you have found on the ground. I understand you were not at the ministry at the time, but you must have found something on the ground. And then you've mentioned that in a statement. Why was it? What was the reason why Minister of Finance was not included in the cabinet subcommittee to take part in the disposal of these assets? What was the
document sets I have given to you, which I label as item 2, explains that the Minister of Finance has written a letter to Honorable Musa Drame, Honorable Ababakar Tambedo, and Honorable Ahmad N.K. Bah, raising issues as to why the ministry was excluded. That was one correspondence to the said issue, and this was dated 1st of November 2019, and the second was dated 16th of December 2019, and this was addressed to the Honorable Minister, Attorney General and Chambers, Minister of Justice. And this again highlights the appointment of the subject being appointment of receivers, sale of assets, and dividend proceeds from the Janneh Commission, among other things. In this letter, the ministry wrote clearly stipulating, it's an extensive letter, and there was another one dated 6th of February 2020, again to the Attorney General, on the appointment of receiver, sale of assets, and dividend proceeds from Janneh Commission. This is a rather extensive one, indicating how the ministry felt they should not have been left out. This is what I found in the file. And this concur with the views I have shared in my testimony. Yes.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. I can see that in your statement as well. So we will take that. Honorable colleagues, questions?
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, based on the correspondence, it is clear that the Minister of Finance did express their frustration with regards to being excluded from the entire sales process. I mean, among their concerns was the appointment of the receiver. So my question would be, did at any point, did the Minister of Justice at any point finally forward the appointment letter of the receivership, which details out the contract?
Well, based on the files we have regarding this subject matter, we have not been able to trace any such. However, the letter dated 6th of February 2020 acknowledged the receipt of correspondence reference AG/C27/03 part 161 of 23rd December 2019 on the same subject. Perhaps if that correspondence could be referenced from the Attorney General's office, that may highlight anything to do with this, but based on our files, there is nothing like that.
Yeah. Honorable Minister, based on the letter dated 6th of February, this said letter should be also in the file of the Minister of Finance. Were you able to trace it?
No, in fact, that was my question. At one time, because we sat over this yesterday to compile the documents, knowing my appearance will be today, there was none, and I asked my team that if they can approach the Attorney Generals, but I was told that let me just read out the reference, and the Commission can avail the Attorney General for the copy of the said letter. But notwithstanding, we can still consult the Attorney General. But in the file that exists at the Ministry, this particular correspondence was not found. Maybe it could be in another file, but not in the file relating to the sale of government assets. Thank you.
We know that the receivership is still continuing. What is the involvement of the Minister of Finance?
Well, like I explained, this has adequately been dealt with by the correspondence's reference here too.
No, what I mean is, what we are discussing right now,
the
is
ongoing,
history,
yes.
okay? But currently, the receivership of Alpha Capital is still ongoing.
Yes.
And we still do have the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, and we do have the Minister of Justice. So what is the status quo?
The status quo is, upon discovering this correspondence, we discussed this, and I approached the Attorney General, who invited us as a ministry, and now I'm participating in the ministerial subcommittee. This happened around 2024, 2025. But yes, I attended one meeting, and this was ongoing assets, not anything new. Yes, because that's what the bone of contention was. It had to do with the individual concern. So when I assumed and I raised this, I discussed with the Attorney General, and we were co-opted as a ministry. So I now sit on the ministerial subcommittee.
Based on the correspondence of the 6th February 2020, one of the anomalies that was raised by the then Finance Minister, Mr. Mambure Njai, was that government funds were being deposited into commercial accounts belonging to the receiver.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It's in the letter.
What anomalies was he trying to bring out?
Well, I think if you look at the financial regulations, government funds should be deposited prima facie in the central bank, if as possible, to the extent that they are to be placed in a private account requested the explicit approval of the Minister of Finance, which in this case I don't think was sought. Because government revenue can still be deposited in a private account, but that required express approval of the minister to concur with that arrangement. That's what the financial regulations say, and the Public Finance Act.
The same correspondence did indicate that the issue, although protected, was later resolved. What is the status quo currently, since you are part of the ministerial task force?
Since I've been part of it, those financial arrangements being resolved means perhaps all proceeds are now lodged into the central bank. That's my understanding. Yes.
Honorable Chair, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Honorable Minister, on the issue of the sale of the two aircraft, you made mention about the issue of ownership that was not clear in your statement in paragraph number 8. That the issue of ownership was not clear.
Yes.
How were these tractors, aircraft sold without clarifying the issue of ownership?
Yes, the lack of clarity from our point was part of the proceeds were paid into the Janneh's account. And when we noticed, based on the information reached, was that these were not necessarily the assets of Janneh per se, but the assets of the government. That's why you would see different accounts were utilized.
So the proceeds were taken back to government accounts?
Yes, yes. Both, all these sales were taken to government accounts, yes.
Honorable Minister, how many aircrafts were sold?
Based on the records here, it's about 5. You have 3 plus air tractor plus 2.
But did we have the credit?
Oh, yeah. We have all the credits reference to the 150, the 500, and the 240.
Because looking at the first one that was sold to Sonkajula
Yes.
Holding, and then how about the Philippine Darama? Was he sold one? Or?
Can I?
Because the price here and the price that was sold to Sonkajula are the same. The letter on the 15th May 2018.
Yes.
Mr. Philippine Dolmar.
Yeah, I think this is about $240,000.
They all offer the same price.
Yes, this is it.
How was it tender done? Was it open or restricted tender?
Unfortunately, I was in the wrong person because I was not on site. All I'm saying is based on the documentation I had, and I can say nothing but that.
Because I'm seeing a correspondent here from another company claiming that they were not notified. Because I think they would have been part of the tenders. That was one from, though it's not clear, West.
You see, when in a sale, an offer doesn't mean it's a credible offer.
Yeah.
It depends on the conditions.
So was it open tender or was it a tender?
The documents we have before us did not talk about the procurement. It only talked about the financial payment aspect of it.
No issue of procurement was mentioned.
No, I didn't see that. Yes. Yes, yes. My PS is briefing me that it was GIA responsible, but I said this was not documented on file. And given that I was not on site, I can only comment on what I have read on file. Anything I have not read on file, I please beg to differ. Yes, GCAA, Civil Aviation Authority. But this is what I'm saying here. Whatever, I take responsibility based on what is there, but what I could glean from the written documentation. Oral explanations provided to me will be subject to verification through writing. So I could not comment on the procurement process leading to it. But one thing I know, there is a cabinet conclusion concluding that cabinet has approved for the sale of the 2 aircraft for an amount of $240,000. That prompted the letter of the former Minister of Finance, Amadou Sane, to award the sale. That is, so I presume in the context of things, by the time a cabinet would approve a sale, due process must have been followed. That's the presumption. Thank you.
Just clarity on this one. When it comes to ministerial correspondence,
Yes.
who signed on behalf of the ministry?
Administratively, the permanent secretary, unless it's the nature of a correspondence where it's to similar levels, like similar ministers, or international organization, where the minister is the governor. But the administrative head of the ministry is the permanent secretary.
Let's look at this letter that was sent on the 15th, signed by the then minister.
Yes.
Sales of 2 air tractors.
Yes.
Was that normal for him to sign, or it should have been signed by the PS?
Well, for me, I would not have signed that because already the substantive decision was made by cabinet. It was only to convey cabinet decision, which to me was administrative. But I won't fault the minister for having done so, because you use your discretion to choose which letter to sign, depending on the subject before you.
You were part of the ministerial task force that was set up.
I explained I came into the game in 2014.
Were you part of the ministerial task force?
In 2014. The ministry was excluded.
In 2014?
Yes, 2024.
2024?
Yes.
Of recent?
Yeah. This was what happened. That's why I shared the correspondence from 2019, where the Minister of Finance expressly raised reservation as to their exclusion. And there was a back and forward between the ministry and the Minister of Justice. And the Ministry of Finance relied on the point of law from the Public Finance Act to the Financial Regulation, which are consistent with the position I have made in my own statement, that core competencies of ministries should be observed. But
have you ever seen any report of the Ministry of Task Force? Have you ever seen any of their reports?
No, nothing. The only meeting I attended was a briefing as to where the status of these assets are.
No minutes were sent to you?
Only, like, for example, to update us on what assets were remaining and the update. But no substantive action has been brought to our attention since I joined.
Honorable Minister, on paragraph 11 in your statement, number 11, statement. Where did I put your statement? Where is his statement? I don't know where the Janneh. Where did I put his statement? Okay. Number 11. Have you seen it? I admitted as something there. I don't know where I saw it. That's my own writing. Okay, let me jump for that one and then come back to it again. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, and you made a statement with regards to unusual transactions that were done by the Janneh Commission. I think it was in paragraph 3 of your 9 in your statement. What were the unusual transactions that were done by the Janneh Commission?
No, actually, this statement. No, let me read the statement. It read as follows: when I assumed office in 20, I found the Janneh Commission asset transaction unusual.
Unusual.
Not transactions. The transaction of Janneh Commission. Simply, these are assets relating to assets of the state. And the Public Finance Act was very clear on whose function this was. That was what I meant by unusual.
So that one was unusual. It would have come through the ministry.
Yes, this is what the Public Finance Act is stipulating, not what I say alone.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Yeah, just quickly,
Yes.
because it looks like my colleagues have knocked up some of my. I just want something clear about the role of the finance ministry. You said that the minister of finance at the time was compromised. I don't understand what do you mean by that?
I'm not saying it myself. This is what is contained in the correspondence. I was only relating to what I found in the files.
Yeah, but from your understanding, why was he compromised?
I wasn't on site and I cannot comment on that.
Yes, the other question I had, I think was raised by my colleague, but I could not get the sale of the 3 aircraft, which was sold at $500,000. That means that each of them is $100,000. So was that advertised, or how did that sale come about? Do you know?
Honorable Commissioner, I think I have said that I was not on site. I cannot try to reimagine what had happened. The only thing I have before me is the sale transaction and the proceeds processing, the financial aspect of it, but the issue leading to that is not within our file.
Okay, thank you. You know this this aircraft that is in Germany was meant to be there for maintenance, and when you came, it looks like you are not even aware of that aircraft, and payment must have been done for the aircraft maintenance in Germany. So that's what is confusing my mind. Have you not been budgeting for the maintenance of that aircraft?
These aircraft were not registered under, these aircraft normally are registered on the Civil Aviation Authority, who have the custodial records of the aircraft. That's why we did not have any record of this in our ministry.
Yeah, but they were paying for maintenance. How would that money come from, if not from the budget?
I couldn't comment on that because there's no record of this in file. Yes.
Okay. I think those are some of the questions. Thank you then.
Thank you.
Chair. So,
yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Now, I think mine is very short because it seems the Minister of Finance actually has protested their exclusion in very clear terms. When you read this letter, very clear terms.
Yes.
And I can also see during time also the PS has also written to the Attorney General's office giving the account number where funds should be deposited in accordance with the Public Finance Act. I've also seen a letter from the Attorney General's office also, the same thing, just like the PS, also directing them to deposit money, which is all within the confinements of the Public Finance Act. But it seems the Minister of Finance at the time was adamant to go their own way instead of what the law dictates.
Minister of Justice or?
Justice,
okay,
yes.
you said Finance.
No, Minister of Justice, I mean, because
Okay.
Finance was protesting in very clear terms.
Yes, okay.
Now, when you become minister in 2022,
Yes.
it seems the issue actually continued until 2024 when it was it seems it was regularized. Now, this protestation by the Ministry of Finance, did it go up to another level where the cabinet was actually involved? Because I've seen also a letter been written to Mr. Musa Drame and Mr. Hamad Ba, who are also part of the ministerial task force. But it seems that's where it ends. Have you gone another level where this is brought to the level of the cabinet? Because for me, based on the laws of the Public Finance Act, it was very abnormal. Because it's very clear the responsibility of the ministry and the responsibility of the minister as far as government revenue is concerned. But it seems it was not working according to the laws of the land. Have you taken another step at the level of the cabinet to resolve this issue?
I think when I raised it, it was resolved. That's why I came on board. And if you could peruse the letter from the Ministry of Finance then, was alluding to the discretion of the then Attorney General. And the ministry was very clear to say a discretion cannot be applied in matters governed by the statute.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that letter was written in 2020.
Yes, but when I came on board, when I raised it, it was, that's why I'm now on the ministry.
So it's resolved in 2024?
Yes, that's when I started.
So from when you started as a minister in 2022, it was not resolved until after 2 years?
I don't think much was happening that would have required my active participation as a minister per se. That's my understanding. But when we raised it, it was adequately dealt with, and we are now on board as a ministry. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, before we conclude, regarding the question asked by Honorable Toure, the aircraft currently in Germany is owned by the Gambia. Am I right?
Yes, that's our understanding.
And we've been informed that the aircraft has gone for maintenance, and currently the country must be owing, I don't know, either Germany or any other company being responsible for the aircraft, is because it's parked somewhere that the government should pay
Yes.
on a daily basis. We charge, or at least every month, or what? What would you do now, moving forward? What should we do?
You know, in terms of aircraft, they are governed by the registration. The aircraft are owned by the government of the Gambia, but registered in the name of civil aviation. So that's why we say we will write to civil aviation for them to give us the full details. And civil aviation, being the custodian of the aircraft, which is a separate entity of the government, will now have to make a determination whether to pay those parking fees or other determination as in such cases how they are dealt with according to international civil aviation rules.
So even after we conclude this committee, after we report back to plenary, of course we will want to get an information about that when you write to civil aviation.
Sure. That's one of the point noted. We will write to them how much parking has been accrued and what are the next steps. Thank you.
All right, that's fine.
And I think it is in your right of somewhere where the buyer of the aircraft should remove this aircraft from the airport at a certain date.
Yes, within 3 months.
Yeah, but it looks like they are still being parked there. Are you aware of that?
Yes, we are told by the civil aviation, 2 of them are still on site, and that will form part of our inquiries to civil aviation as to why they have not been taken possession of. But the funds have been received anyhow, so that will have
Would
passed.
the buyer pay any rent to the civil aviation or to the government?
The rental parking fees are the domains of the Civil Aviation Authority, not the government of the Gambia.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Council, any further question before we?
Just a few things to clear up. Honorable Minister, you just answered a question about, or in your response rather, so a question posed, you stated the aircrafts are owned by the government but registered to civil aviation. Is that what you said?
No, what I said, in what we have, the aircraft, depending on even the ownership, they are always registered with the Civil Aviation Authority. Civil aviation is the body competent to register aircrafts.
Yes.
Yes.
They issue the registration certificate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I mean.
That's what I wanted to clear up.
Yes.
In your submission, there's a part of the summons that has not been addressed by the documents that number 4. Take a look at number 4 on the summons.
Yes, we have we have, if you look at the set, the sticker item number 3, 4, and 5 are there as additional documentation, which are the payments of sale proceeds, additional correspondence, because it asks for any other information.
I'm talking about number 4 on the summons.
Yes, the number 4 says information and documentation relating to the accounts of the former President AIA Janneh and related assets and accounts related to him domiciled in the commercial banks with funds that were subsequently transferred to Central Bank of the Gambia, as well as information and copies of any document relating to the use of funds recovered from these accounts. The ministry is not a custodian of government accounts, and we do not have that. So I think the relevant competent authority would have been either the central bank that may have, because to get this information would require circularization of all banks to confirm whether any assets have been attached to any bank account related to the president. But this is not the competence of the Ministry of Finance.
So you can see that we're not asking you to write to banks to get the information. We're just saying any information you have regarding the funds that were recovered from those accounts. If the ministry has any knowledge about, it's a long list of accounts and the funds recovered from said accounts. Now, that is what the committee is interested in knowing.
The
Funds.
the list we have, the summons we have, did not identify the accounts.
Very well. So the committee will forward the list of accounts.
Yes, and then we can see how those were treated.
Okay.
Yes.
And you let us know.
We'll ask the accountant general and we'll communicate the same to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
The
you.
Records Office of the National Assembly will forward that
Yes.
list of accounts.
Yes, okay.
It's outside, by Monday.
As soon as we get it, we'll do the needful. Yes, okay. But excuse me, in terms of timeline, I also have to let the committee know my commitment. Monday is the committee of whole supplies. I don't know in the order of precedence because I don't want to fall foul of your rules. So housekeeping matters are important here. Which one takes precedence, the committee of whole house or this committee?
They all taken, you can take.
In the order of precedence, please advise.
I'll let Honorable Chair answer that. But
Yes.
we have not even given you a deadline for
No,
something. We will send you the list of.
No, I want to
on
be
Monday.
clear because that is what happened when the first lapse took place. Because when I came back from my travel, I was preoccupied with the national budget. If at the same time this committee's work is also a pressing matter, I need to advise myself the order of pecking order in terms of which one comes first. Because like happened on Wednesday, I was summoned by the committee and I was to appear before the National Assembly on the budget debate as well. So in such instances, which one comes first? Please advise.
Council, thank you, Honorable Minister. Normally, the whole house takes precedence.
Okay,
So that is where everything goes to.
okay,
I think we'll give you time
yes,
because we are also wrapping up very soon,
yes.
and we don't want to go outside the stipulated time set for this committee as well. Council, do we give him until on Wednesday?
Yes, we can give the Honorable Minister until Wednesday because, like you stated, the committee has a deadline. It has to report back to the Assembly, and we are almost at that deadline.
Yes, I think in the interest of commitments right now, we all know what it means when you go to committee of supplies. That's when literally the work starts.
Honorable, that is why you have a team.
That's why, no, not me. I have to put it clear because here we have a precedent. I acted duly, instructed my team to work on something, lapse happened, and I was made to appear like as if I did not respect this committee. So I must be very clear as to my marching orders.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm lucky that I'm speaking before the August members of the National Assembly and let them guide us. Thank you.
Yes. Honorable Minister, I'd like to believe that your team would adhere to your instructions this time around. Hopefully, you will. The message you have received here today.
No, I want to make it clear.
No, let me finish. What the messages that you receive or the instructions and everything that's been communicated here today should be communicated back to your team, the entire ministry, so that they know that whenever, like,
He's taking note.
exactly,
But what I'm saying,
that when the
what I'm
National
saying-
Assembly sends instructions,
yes.
the instructions are adhered to.
No, what I'm saying, we receive the timetable of the National Assembly. That
Council.
gives us our commitment, our engagement with the National Assembly.
All right. Honorable Minister,
So what I'm going to ask, would it be in order that if these documents are available, a staff of the ministry can deliver it to this committee,
Yes.
or I have to appear in person?
No.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear.
Okay. You
Yes.
submit to the office of the clerk
Okay.
of the assembly.
Yes, take note.
you are not appearing yourself.
No, I just want to make it clear because I was a bit let down
Yeah.
You
by.
want to appear again?
This is your first appearance.
I don't wish
You
to.
come back on Monday.
No, because I don't wish to. I have a very difficult job of trying to justify what had happened, and I don't want to hold anything. I want to say the truth, nothing but the truth. As such, particularly when you are discussing about things after the facts, you don't know the rationale behind. So, if you allow me, my team can easily. And that was my trend of thinking. That was why I said the PS was the most competent person to handle these things. So it was not that I felt the request was beneath my level. No, I felt I was not in possession of the wherewithal to furnish the committee as they would have deemed it necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you. We've taken note of that. At this point, Council, we'll have to adjourn. Today is Friday for Friday press as well. We will close for the day, and then we'll resume on Monday for other witnesses. At this point, meeting.
Unless the minister wants to come back.
From this, particularly for something I was, and I wanted to just crack this joke, like they say in Maninga. Man tulo manda eno, ona fale.
What is that?
Council, if at any point you need the minister again between Monday and Wednesday, yes, we will call you to come back again to do some clarifications. Huh? Thank you. Meeting adjourned till Monday. Council. Thank you so much. You are released, Honorable Minister. At 11. Council, we need to discuss about that later.